Early in 1939, uh, Winthrop Bell had acquired a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf in German. And it was key that it was in German because the English language editions had excised many of the most offensive passages. And so he systematically read through Mein Kampf and was also comparing this with speeches from other leading Nazi officials. And in the early months of 1939, he realized that Hitler and his chief lieutenants were planning worldwide racial extermination. So beginning with the Jews, but then continuing through the Slavs, the Poles, the Ukrainians, the Russians, Asians, black people, other indigenous people. The logic of this Aryan supremacy was that other races would poison the blood of the Aryans and destroy the Aryans if they were permitted to exist. So they simply had to be gotten rid of. So Bell, early in 39, issued this warning to his contacts in the Canadian government. And that much is certain. I suspect he must have let his intelligence contacts in Britain know as well. We don't have positive evidence of this. But he also let his friends in the United States know, including Francis Dayock, who became a central figure in the OSS, the U.S. State Department, and the Pond, which was a predecessor organization of the CIA. So these were all prominent organizations during World War II. So Bell, in the spring of 39, lets these official sources know about what Hitler has planned, and simultaneously he works up the warning for the press. He sent this out throughout Canada to trusted newspaper editors. So this was at a time when, of course, the war hadn't started. Gestapo agents were active in North America. They were assassinating their enemies abroad. So he had to do this on the down low. But even after all the secrecy and getting this to editors who could be trusted and not, blab, who was sending this to them, Bell got a series of rejection notices back, saying in effect that he was pasting together passages to try to make Hitler look bad. So there's kind of two different things that are happening. I think that his intelligence contacts are taking his warnings seriously because he had proven himself to be a prophet, that his warnings of 1918 and 1919 had come true. That he'd showed that Hitler was a liar. Hitler, through the 1930s, was pretending that he was a pacifist who wanted friendship with neighbors. All this while, Winthrop was saying that this was cover for a planned war of revenge. So when finally 1939 came around and Hitler was becoming openly belligerent, there were reasons in Britain and in Canada and in America for Bell to be trusted. But still, the popular perception was that Hitler was rowdy, but ultimately he was going to be moderate in his policies. He wasn't really going to start any serious wars. He was a pragmatic figure. So Bell had to deal with that popular perception. Finally, when the war broke out in the fall of 1939, editors took more seriously his warnings. And in November and December of that year, 1939, his warnings finally appeared in the press in a Canadian news weekly called Saturday Night. And that was the first warning of Hitler's plans for the Holocaust by year.